Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host, Armando Venditti, hoping you guys are having a fantastic afternoon. In this episode of the Music Den, I'm going to be doing another album ranking, but it's a bit of has a bit of a twist, I should say. In choosing to cover this group, I've wanted to do this for a few weeks now, but in looking at this group's catalog, they have a hell of a lot of albums. Okay. So I decided to bring the list down to my favorite 5 albums. And the group I'm going to be talking about, as well as the albums, is April Wine. April Wine, hailing from Waverley, Nova Scotia, formed in 1969. The initial run of April Wine went from 1969 to 1986. Then they started up again in 1992 up until the present day. They signed with Aquarius Records, released, I should say, Aquarius Records is a Canadian record company. They are distributed, I should say, also, sorry, by Capitol Records. They released their debut album in 1971, self-titled, releasing basically an album a year from 71 to 85. The lineups for these albums I'm going to be talking about consisted of Myles Goodwyn on lead vocals, guitars, keyboards, assorted instruments, Brian Greenway on guitar, backing vocals, and Jerry Mercer on drums, percussion, and sometimes backing vocals. The mainstay of the group up until recently, up until 2023, has been Myles Goodwyn. He has left the band due to personal problems with health. Now, in looking at this list and trying to put this list together, I thought I knew what my number one was going to be. I was wrong, guys. And that's the way it goes. Sometimes you think it's going to go one way, and sorry, it doesn't. It changes, and it changes quite quickly, actually. And so what I've attempted to do, as I said, I've attempted to put together as I adjust my notes here, I've attempted to put together my favorite 5 albums from April Wine. Coming in at number 5 is Animal Grace. Released in 1984, produced by Myles Goodwyn, who has produced all of the albums, or majority of the albums, I should say, along with Mr. Mike Stone, who is no longer with us, unfortunately. Mike Stone, as you may or may not know, has worked with Queen predominantly as an engineer, co-producer, Journey, Asia, among other acts, and April Wine. The album featured one major hit. This Could Be the Right One, which for me is a top 5 April Wine track. Top 5 or top 3, I should say. Sorry, top 3 April Wine track. And there was a video released for this. I do believe that this was April Wine's last gasp on the US charts. For me, the reason why this album is number 5 is because, as I've said before, there are albums, I should say, sorry, that have been done in the 80s that do suffer from 80s production. The program drums, these bass synths, keyboard programming. This album does suffer from that. The only other song of note for the album on the album for me is Sons of the Pioneers. This Could Be the Right One, as I said, is one of my top 3 songs from April Wine. But again, there are not very many other songs on the album. There are 9 in total, but the other tracks really are not that memorable for me. So it's for that reason it's number 5. Coming in at number 4, and I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this, but it is the way it is. From 1972, On Record. Their sophomore release, fantastic album. Starts off with the instrumental Farkas, which is only like a minute and like 58 seconds. Features the singles You Could Have Been a Lady, the cover from Hot Chocolate. Also, a cover of Bad Side of the Moon from Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Fantastic guitar-driven album. Amazing, amazing. Another fantastic track is Drop Your Guns, which I first heard on the Live at the El Combo album. Fantastic album. It is. Other songs of note are Refuge. You could hear where the band was going. And you could hear Miles Goodwin's ability to write a catchy hook and a melody in his songs. So were they there yet? I don't think so. They're on their way, but they weren't there just yet. That's number 4. Coming in at number 3 is First Glance. Released in 1978. This is the album that broke them in the US. This is the album that garnered attention and got them on supporting tours for groups like Rush, fellow Canadian band, Journey, Styx, great album, fantastic guitar work on this album. Hot on the Wheels of Love, good way to open the album. I should say Hot on the Wheels of Love starts off the Canadian pressing of the album. The American and UK pressing have a bit of a different running order. Roller is on this album. Fantastic track. A balls to the wall rock extravaganza. Good drum pattern. Fantastic drum work from Jerry Mercer. Fantastic 3-way guitar solo on the album. On this track, sorry. It's been a long day, guys. Great. Just a balls to the wall rocker. And, you can't go wrong with this track. This is a kind of track that you just want to put on in the car as you're driving down the highway and just blast it with the windows down. Nice summer night. Just go for it. Just go top speed down the highway. Rock and Roll is a Vicious Game is another single from the album. Great ballad. And what I like about Miles Goodwin's ability in vocals is that he is able to harmonize with himself. He can double and triple track his vocal harmonies and build really gorgeous, thick harmony textures. And he can do it like no one's business. And he can also write a melody like you would not believe in a heartbeat. Just boom, just pump them out. Like unbelievable. Another track that is, and I guess you'd call it more of a laid back track, is the second to last track on the album, Let Yourself Go. Just great rhythm on this track. As I said, a bit of a laid back track on this album. Fantastic. I can see why this album was a major hit in the in the US. So that's number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Forever for Now. Now, this was going to be my number 1 for the longest time. I thought, okay, in looking at the track listing, I thought this was going to be my number 1. Released in January of 77. This album took a while to hit, but when it hit big. It wasn't until June of 77 that the album took off in terms of sales. Up until this point, it was looked at as a bit of a disappointment compared to the previous releases from 76 and 75, 73, 72. The title track is fantastic. What was the major hit, I will get to in a minute. Child's Garden is another fantastic track. Loving You, Hollywood, Come Away with a fantastic chorus. Mama Lay, which is a more of a Caribbean feel on this track. Beautiful, just beautiful. What kind of hindered this album was the fact that it had different musical styles. But this last track that I'm going to mention, when it was released as a single, hit. And when it hit big. The track is You Won't Dance With Me. A beautiful, lush, gorgeous arrangement on this track. Very 1950s doo-wop kind of a track. But he's basically pleading with his girlfriend, why are you treating me like crap? Why are you treating me like I don't count? I've always loved this track. I've always loved this track. Like I've said in another video, this is the kind of track that literally puts me back to 1977. I'm 7 years old again when I hear this track. And it's the kind of track where, again, as a kid, I used to be sitting on the veranda with the windows open, and my sisters would play music sometimes, and the music would come out through the window and nice and loud. And this is the kind of track that it's a nice summer night, nice hot summer night, the humidity in the air. This track coming through the window, you can hear it. It's around you. It wraps itself around you, and it takes you away on a journey. This is what this track does for me. And I'm surprised this was my number 2 album. Coming in at number 1 is Stand Back. From 1975. A powerhouse of an album, like unreal. Featuring songs like Ooh, What a Night, with the fire alarm bell going off at the beginning of the track. Don't Push Me Around, and I should say Ooh, What a Night, fantastic rhythm guitar and lead guitar on this. Sorry, carrying on. Don't Push Me Around. I first heard this on the Live at the Elma Combo album. Fantastic. Slowpoke. We won't go into what that's all about. Great. Just fantastic. Blues track. I Wouldn't Want to Lose Your Love. This is, ballad galore on this album. Victim of Your Love. Wouldn't Want Your Love Any Other Way. There's a bit of a theme here. Fantastic, and my favorite track on the album, Tonight Is a Wonderful Night to Fall in Love. Okay, this ends the album. Amazing. And again, this is one of those songs that brings me back, sorry, to another time and place. I'm a kid again when I hear this song. The simplicity of this track, just very, I don't want to say whimsical, but the idea behind the track is very simple. Just a beautiful mid-tempo ballad. Oh, I was going to say it's a mid-tempo. Could be considered a ballad as well. My fault, guys. But the arrangement of the track is just simply gorgeous. Okay. And Miles Goodwin's vocals on this are just amazing. And it's for that reason, all these songs that I've just listed off this album, it's for that reason that this is my number one. So I'm going to go over the list again. Coming in at number 5, Animal Grace. Coming in at number 4, On Record. Coming in at number 3, First Glance. Coming in at number 2, Forever for Now. And coming in at number 1, Stand Back. So that's my list. So down below, please let me know what your favorite albums are from April Wine. Do you like April Wine? Do you not like April Wine? Do you like their earlier stuff? Do you like their later stuff? Do you like their 80s stuff? There are no wrong or right answers on this. There's just opinions, and everybody has a right to their own opinion. So that's it for now. I will be doing an album ranking of Van Halen with Mr. Peter Kent. We're going to film that on Saturday at 7 p.m. my time, which will be 11 a.m. his time because he is in Australia. And please check out the Lizard King channel. It's a fantastic channel. And I will be doing other shows coming up with Bill Schuster. We're going to be tackling, we're going to be doing a series of episodes called New Music Discovery, right? Which I've done on my own. But I've done with Ryan Gavalera, but we're going to be doing, we're going to be tackling the music of Joe Jackson, which I am really looking forward to. Joe Jackson, rediscovering his stuff. I know some of his stuff, but he is a powerhouse of a musician and a writer. So I'm looking forward to that. Bill Schuster and I are also going to be doing, hopefully Ryan Gavalera as well. We're also going to be doing the album ranking, finally, of Pink Floyd. So please stay tuned. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And thank you for tuning in. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye for now.